Hi guys, Chuck here with another Planet Crafter video. Now this time we are getting pretty close. As you can see, the heat is up over 400 now. I think when it hits 500 the ice melts. And when last we left off, we had unlocked the ore extractor. So we can start building those once we get, if you look at the blueprint, once we can get a hold of some osmium. So we have some super alloys and we have some aluminum and titanium, but we need to get a bunch of osmium, and we're going to need a bunch more iridium to make those rods. But the iridium cave isn't that far away, and we do have, some iridium here. So we got a bunch of seed. We could build a lot more oxygen things. So we're going to empty out our food things here. I'm going to eventually have to actually build some storage for food as well. But especially later in the game when we can start building, you can actually build little farms and grow stuff in larger quantities. And then you can really start racking it up. So we're getting we're gonna need some more water, but we have our water collector built now, so we can run over and grab some from there, and it's full. So empty it out, it's gonna fill back up a little quicker. So I think we can venture up here. Now we're pretty close to that 500 heat level, if we're not there already. And this ice starts melting at 500 up here. And there's a nice cave that has osmium in it. Now, initially, these ore extractors, the tier 1s, won't, get the higher grade materials. And guess what? We are open up. So now it takes 2 osmium to build an extractor. So we're going to gather a bit of this stuff if we can. There's 4 of them, and we're still waiting on more ice to melt. When the rest of this melts, we can go farther back, and it's really quite an impressive cave, and with more of that available. As you can see, start melting at 15. Well, all right. Well, we got our initial start. So let's say it gives us a little more, gives enough osmium that we can start putting extractors down. And while we're up here, I'll also show you something else. Up on the top of this wreck, and it's easier now that we have the, right there we go. Got another one of these golden things, and the golden seed in it. And everything in there was useful, and then we can dismantle that, and it gives us aluminum and super alloy, and we've of course filled our inventory. So all I can do is I will eat that and drink that water, and then I have the 2 inventory slots available. And there's, like I mentioned in the last episode, there's about 20 of those, or maybe 22 of them. I can't remember the exact number, scattered all over the map. And we'll find all of them eventually. Now we're going to head back. We're also going to get pretty close to the stage where we're going to start seeing water form down here, and eventually this will be that big lake and we'll just be swimming. Now let's head on up here. You can put those extractors down just about anywhere and they'll get iron for you. Now, so we're gonna put, we got enough osmium to build a couple of them. So I'm gonna put one right here. And well, we need to get our iridium rod and a titanium, and then we can build that. So we need to get, got a lot of inventory stuff here. Now we finally got that bean seed. Now what do we got growing here? I think we need to plant that in one of these eggplants. So we're going to go ahead and take this eggplant seed out. No, we can't because our inventory is plumb full. So I'll eat that. That'll free up some inventory. These beans give you a lot more when you eat them than the other. Yeah. We need another storage container. So we're also, as soon as we get enough iron, we're going to start working on the new base over there where the lake is going to be. And eventually we'll dismantle all this because we'll have it recreated over on the other side in larger rooms. So we got enough. We're going to build a couple more of these at the moment though, just because we're going to need the storage space. I'll put another one of those there, and we're going to have that for like, well, I was going to say, you know, seeds and things like that. So we're going to take all these seeds out of here and dump them into this one and just have that as a storage for those sorts of things until we can get, you know, more growers and use those seeds. But eventually you can get, you know, tree spreaders, and they'll take these seeds and then, you know, new message received. Well, should we go see what the new message is? We're getting messages from Sentinel. And it's telling us that, oh, by the way, if you fully terraform it, we'll let you out of here. That's, of course, the end game. But there's a couple different endings that you can pick. And we're a little ways away from getting there. And here's a message from this Riley, who we haven't been really reading his messages, but this is somebody who's sympathetic to our cause. And it's basically giving you some tutorial information, covering a lot of the ground we've already covered anyway. Yeah, and that's why we know that caves are going to be accessible when ice melts. Well, it's nothing we didn't know already. So let's go back over here, try to get more of these seeds out of here and store them over in their own spots. We can get a little more organized with our storage containers. have, of course, we need to just get rid of a lot of what I have in here, just to make room for enough of these rods. So I need, and there's enough space there, and we already have 1 iridium, so I just need 8 more pieces, and there should be enough here. All right, that gives us, run over here and make that rod. All right, now we need still, I need to go get an alloy and a titanium, and we'll be able to build that first extractor. All right, where did I put the super alloys? There they are down here. In titanium, we should have that in its own container, although not a lot of it yet. Now we're going to go out here. This is far enough away. We're going to slap that extractor down, and hopefully it doesn't tell us we're out of power. No, we're good. Now, right now, this will only extract common ore. But eventually, you get the better extractors, like the tier 3 ones, and you can specify what type of ore you want from that extractor. These will just get whatever based on where you put it. And so, we put it right here, we're getting iron, but we need to put one over in that aluminum area. So I think right now, we're going to run over here to the iridium cave and see if we can't snag about, 9 more pieces of iridium to make another rod. Not sure how much iridium, you do eventually tap out what's on the surface in these places. But hopefully by the time that happens, we'll have the better extractors built. And you can put an extractor over here when you get those better ones. We'll put one here, it'll give us iridium. And we'll put one in the uranium cave. And we'll get all the uranium we ever need. In fact, we'll get to a point where we'll have so much, we'll feel like we're, running out of places to store all of it. And that's when things really start to take off, because you notice I'm grabbing all this aluminum, even though we're about to go build an extractor in the aluminum area. And now the ice melted back here. So I know earlier in our last episode we were talking about a faster way to get to this area. So I'll go ahead and show that to you here. If you just come up here, well, let's pop an oxygen bottle because we're gonna get low. Anyway, you come out through the iridium cave and just come out this back area, and you're back here where all the sulfur is. So when we start needing sulfur, you can come back here and collect it till the cows come home. Tons of it. And we'll build a mine, an extractor back here as well. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 pieces of iridium. So we do need to get one more. And then we can have that rod. Then that will get us an extractor built in the aluminum area. So let's go ahead and just grab what we can carry and then head back. Hydration level low. Okay. I think we got, take care of that real quick. All right. Now that's enough iridium to make a rod. So let's go back and get that done real quick. You can see our grass spreaders are starting to spread a little grass around, green things up a little bit here. Won't be too long, you won't even recognize this place. Let's make another rod. So now we just need an alloy and a titanium. We'll be able to go build another extractor. So I believe I still have those super alloys down here. And we grab another titanium. And let's head down there and get that thing down and running. And not a moment too soon as well, because over here we darn near picked up all the aluminum we were going to get off the ground. So you do tend to tap the resources out about the time you get the extractors opened up for use. So right here's a good spot, right in the pretty far enough into the aluminum area that we can build the extractor here. And so we'll just have to come back, but if we hit that, it'll tell us what the main thing is it's going to collect, and it has aluminum. That it will pull other stuff sometimes. It's not till you get a bit later, you know, get those better extractors unlocked, that you can start specifying. You can set them up and you can say, I only want this extractor together iron. I only want this one together titanium, whatever. And then when you get the drones unlocked, then it's really kind of, that's the easy button at that point. Because the drones, you can set supply and demand at extractors and at storage lockers. So you can set, say, the storage locker is going to be set to supply certain, you know, no, your extractor, you'll set it to supply, let's say, iron. And then you'll set the storage locker to demand iron. So then every time there's iron available, the drones will go retrieve it, you know, from wherever is supplying it, and they'll dump it wherever it's being demanded. So you constantly, you know, you have, sometimes your lockers just fill up and you end up with a kind of a bottleneck because you don't have enough storage space. Now you can see here, it's set to retrieve iron, but it's giving us other stuff too. So we'll just keep coming back and we'll keep emptying out whatever it gives us and bringing it over here and putting it in the appropriate storage. And eventually we'll have so much stuff here we won't know what to do with it. But I know what to do with about the next 100 or so odd pieces of iron. And we're going to start working on our foundation out here for the new base. So you can chain these together. On controller, you just hold down left bumper and then you can do another and another, and until you're out of materials. Now, I'd have to look up which one of those it is on mouse and on a keyboard, for those of you who play that way. But, so yeah, we're going to keep kind of expanding this, and we've just used up all our iron. We're going to keep expanding that foundation until we use several hundred pieces, and it's going to go pretty far out and pretty wide, and we'll have the large buildings and everything built there. And when we get that done, we'll take this and dismantle it, and this area over here will be for industrial machines. We'll have heaters and so now we really need to think about upping to these T3 heaters, but we need more iridium for that, and we're going to keep having to go clear out the iridium cave. So we only have 4 pieces currently, and we need, but here's the key. Let's deconstruct the heaters that we have, those T1 heaters. Now that gives us a little more iridium. We even have a, no, that's just a T3. Okay, the T3 is just that big. So we somehow built this last room here. No, that's the, okay, that's that. We kind of glitched it into that building a little bit. And really, I need to have it not, but I'm not going to be so anal about it because none of this is going to stay here anyway. So, see how much iridium we now have. Well, we have some more iron, and we now have 4 iridium. So we're going to dump everything here, free up space, and we're going to go collect some more iridium. So we're just going to dump these silicon. Okay. As we need another iridium rod because we need to make another heater. Now let's see what's going to unlock next, and we're going to see what we want to focus on. Heat is reasonably important, but it's going to get us, the next thing to unlock under heat is a sign, and then an algae generator, and then a T2 biodome, and then a better drill, and a nuclear fusion. So the algae generator, we're not going to need that until we have water, standing water. So right now, we have our T3 heater, we have grass spreaders, which we could put more, and we got a T4 heater coming with more oxygen. So I think we're going to focus on, you know, building up our oxygen, because you can see pressure is growing pretty good. Heat and oxygen, not so much. So that's the 2 things we need to focus on right now. Now the grass spreaders, as you can see, 108 oxygen, and they help generate plants as well. Now, if we look at, say, the veggie tube puts out 1.2 oxygen, as opposed to a T3 puts out 13, and a grass spreader puts out 108. So the grass spreader, it's just a lot more bang for our buck. I also need to eat, and well, we have An eggplant ready, a squash, and the other eggplant. And we'll go ahead and eat a couple of those to get things up all the way. We'll take a drink of water. So now our health is full. We need 5 more iridium to make a rod to place another tier 3 heater down. So maybe right now we're gonna go grab that. But also, I think I would like to put down one of these, another grass spreader. So I need a water bottle, magnesium, aluminum, and a lerma seed. Now I know we've got lerma seeds. We got all kinds of seeds over here. But we will grab that lerma seed. And what else do we need? Magnesium and an aluminum and another water bottle. So let's grab aluminum. And let's grab a magnesium. And we'll go out here. And no doubt, we've probably got more water bottles in our... In fact, they're all full. So let's put another grass spreader back here. And put that over here. And we're at low power. So we need another reactor. So we need 3 super alloys. And it looks like we have the uranium rod. Well, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's go in and see if I have one. I hope I do. No, and we don't have enough uranium to make another rod. We have 5 uranium. We need 4 more. And we need 1 more iridium to make it an iridium rod. So we're going to go grab another iridium really quick. Then we're going to make a trip over to the uranium cave and snag some uranium so we can get another reactor put down and get our production rolling again. Yeah, warning, low power. I know that. Oh, another thing we could do is we could go wreck diving, because sometimes you find those rods in the storage crates in the wrecks. So I'm half tempted to try that, because you never know what else we might find. And if we do that, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 9 iridium right now. That's going to get us that rod built and get another heater put down. But that heater isn't going to start doing anything until we get more power. So our priority right now, we're going to build that rod. That's going to free up a lot of inventory space. Then we're going to make sure we got enough oxygen canisters, and we're going to run off to the uranium cave. And maybe while we're over there, there's a wreck in the vicinity, and we might stop by and check that out on the way back. So let's make that rod. Now let's see what that. So we need a silicon, titanium, and aluminum to build that heater. We'll go ahead and build it now. And even if there's not enough power to run it, we'll go ahead and get it built. Then, time we get back with our, okay, we got 3 oxygen canisters, and let's make another one just to be, making another couple of them just to be safe. Alright, that's 2 more of those. We're fine on food. We're fine on water. So we are good. So before we head over there, let's no, that's not going to fill up anytime soon. So we'll let it keep going. Gonna head on over, get some uranium, get our power going. And then we're gonna stop at that wreck over there. There's a wreck that's, see that big loopy thing there? Yeah, I know about the low power, dude. No, there's a uranium lying there. I think that's that piece that we might have dropped it from inventory to free up space for something else. There's another super alloy. I'll grab that. And let's move on. Yeah, I hear you about the low power. I guess it's saying, just in case we forgot, we didn't know what we're coming over here for. And it's tempting to come out, especially when we get to this stage where we are with the larger oxygen, that you can stay out a lot longer without having to use those oxygen canisters. And so it's tempting to come out here and just really venture around and hit the wrecks and see what you could find. But on the other hand, if we don't get back there and get the power restored soon, and it looks like we have picked this cave clean. So we're not going to find any more uranium here. That means, and I know there's a couple other areas on the map where you can get it. It's just this has always been my go-to right here. So we will check this crate here. It doesn't have any, but we'll take these 2 alloys. Or 3 alloys. Now, we're going to head on up here. We're going to take a little roundabout way getting back to the base, because you just never know what we might find. Like there, we just found a uranium. We're going to go check out this wreck over here. We should have enough oxygen to at least make a quick run in there, a quick shopping trip, see what's in stock. Another alloy, I'll take that. We are going to run out of inventory spot here, so maybe I'll dump these fabrics. Right now, like, so eventually you get these trade rockets and you can send them up. And I mentioned this in a previous episode probably, but you can send those trade rockets up with goods and they'll pay you. The rocket will come back and you'll have some money. And those little fabric things, early on when you first get to trade rockets, those are pretty good goods to send because they got some pretty good worth to them. You know, when you get later on, there's much better stuff that you can send out, but those work pretty good at the start. So we got another. All right, we're not going to take that seed. Get our flashlight. Now this wreck is quite big, so we might not get through all of it on this trip. So mainly, I'm gonna be snagging uranium where I can find it, unless we find some other valuable materials back here, like some more chips or something like that. Now we got plenty of these seeds, but that's got a 300 multiplier, so I'll take that. And I don't think I want the one with only a 200. We got enough of that stuff as it is. All right. Wow, we're hitting a jackpot here. Now there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. If we find 2 more, we'll be good to go on our power. So let's go ahead and deconstruct this. Oh, that might have a chip. That has a chip. Now our inventory's full. We got 2 iron, which I think we're going to dump that. We'll just, in fact, we're definitely going to dump that. We'll just drop it right here loose. Because we're going to take this other uranium. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 of them, it says. So I need 1 more. But we don't think we need to check messages there. Now, I don't need to keep the iron I get from dismantling that stuff. So let me drop that. And we better check our oxygen. Another crate. Nope, not what we're looking for. There's a crate back here. And it's just common stuff that we're not too interested in at the moment. Now, I think we have come right back where we were. Yeah. Yeah, you can get a little turned around back here. Like when we get later in the game, this area here will be all underwater. And you'll be swimming through here. Right now we can walk through it. And get this crate back here, and still not what we're looking for. So we might not get lucky here. Might have to go back and slap up a solar panel until we can find 1 more piece of uranium. So I think we've already been here, and we got that. So we don't need to dismantle that heater. Nothing there. We've already checked that. Check that. That's the one we on the way in. I don't remember, did we go this way? I think we did. Yep. All right, well, we've seen what we're going to see in this wreck. And it wasn't too bad. I mean, we did get some stuff. So we're going to head back this way. which is a somewhat circuitous route, assuming we have enough oxygen, which we do. Because there are some blue storage crates lying about if we go this direction. So we never know what we might see along the way. Eventually, when we get a lot of green stuff, you'll have vines and you can climb them to the top of these rock structures. And then down here you'll have a lot of, like, it doesn't fill up with water, but you'll have a lot of puddles. And there we go. And now we're good on power, so let's just head back. Now there's that beacon we put. Alright, I don't think we built one at our base, did we? Nope. We just put one at the uranium cave. So we're gonna have to rely on something of a sense of direction. And then we'll have to build a beacon there when we get there. Because I thought I had built one, but I must have done that on a different save. The one that I'm playing just for myself. We got plenty of oxygen though, so we'll get there. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of those. And we don't have any need for that right now, but we will. See if enough of the ice melted we can get in here. Yes. My inventory is full and I don't know what to get rid of. I don't really have anything here I want to get rid of. So this should look familiar though. This is the other end of that cave. Or no, it's just a different cave with osmium. And I wouldn't mind getting a hold of more of that. But we can't, right now it's going to be out of the question. And inventory is full, so I can't really go grabbing. And I think I just got myself turned around in here. And now we're trying to figure our way out. And I'm going to need more oxygen. Okay, that is not the way out. And neither is that. That's all covered in ice. So I think we might have come in. Yeah, we did. We came in this way. All right. Well, eventually that'll completely open up and we'll be able to go through there and collect all that osmium so we can build more extractors. Alright, that's I can't get through that way. Okay, we got up top here. Now this will all melt and it's going to open up a lot of wonderful areas that we can go into to collect all sorts of items that aren't currently available yet. So there's the uranium cave. There's the wreck that we visited over there. So we know the base is this direction. We're just going to head on back. There there's that wreck, and there's the Iridium Cave off in the distance, so we know we're approaching home. Warning, low power. Yeah, we know about that. What do you think we were going for? And we were down to our last oxygen capsule. So really, we accomplished what we set out to do. Stayed out a little longer than intended. But we got what we went for. And we can see home from here. Our next episode, we might explore that area there. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's some wreckage in there. A lot more super alloys, some more blue chips that we can decipher. Get us more blueprints. And we'll have to launch another rocket or two. So, let's grab a bite to eat. Let's make that rod. Okay, now, let's see about getting that reactor built. We just need another bottle of water. So run over here to the water extractor. And it doesn't have any. I could have... Oh, that's because we didn't have any power. Now I feel like a dummy. So now... And it's getting kind of too warm to be finding... Let's see if I have any that I haven't drank yet. No. I need 2 bottles of water. And I don't think I'm going to find any ice left since we've warmed the planet up quite a bit. So we might not be able to make another bottle of water to make the reactor. So in fact, we've already got water starting to collect on the surface here. So I think what we're going to have to do, unless we can find a bottle of water in this blue crate, is I might have to... Nope, no water in there. No such luck. Got a lot of goodies, though. I think I'll just, grab most of that stuff and take it back. So, we're going to have to build a solar panel just to get power back up and running. And then our water extractor will spit out some bottles of water. And I'll be able to build another reactor and then maybe dismantle the solar panel. So that's our plan. Another solar panel. Let's build a big one. We need another cobalt and another aluminum. And we should have enough of that in here. Let's grab an aluminum. Wait a minute. Did I actually... No, I don't have any inventory spots left. Alright, what's that thing gonna take? I can get rid of these super alloys, and that'll free up the space. Alright, what did I need now? Cobalt and an aluminum. Grab the cobalt. Grab the aluminum. Let's go out here and put this panel down. And that didn't even do the trick. We still don't have power. So we're going to have to make another one, and which means I'm going to need 2 more cobalt, aluminum, magnesium, and a silicon. 2 more cobalt, a silicon, an aluminum, and a magnesium. Back out here. Put another panel down. And there we go. We are back in business. So, this thing's going to give me some more water. When that happens, I'll be able to make another reactor. Then we'll really be in business for power. Then more of that ice is melted so we can collect more osmium, build more extractors. So right now, I'm just going to, dump this inventory. I'm going to go check out that blue chip that we got, see what kind of... And we got a shredder machine, which, not real crucial piece of tech right now. But, and let's collect the beans. So, that's where we are. We're getting water filling in down there. We got some more wrecks that we haven't visited yet, but we have a large enough oxygen tank we can make it all over the map now. And we get 1 more reactor built and we'll have enough power. And we can get that pressure and the biomass going a little quicker. So the next time, that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to get some more machines built. Going to try to get the next level of extractors unlocked if we can. So we can start, specifying what we want them to extract. We're going to try to get more iron so we can get the foundation and get that base moved over where I want to put it. So that's where we're headed to the next episode. So for now, we're going to call it a day here. And if you have enjoyed this episode and you could leave a like and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. I will see you on the next one.